Hey guys, I just got a new torch today and I wanted to make a video about it. I had a Smith Little torch for years and I accidentally stepped on it recently and broke it, so I needed to get another one. When that torch was given to me as a gift, so I never really knew how much it cost. So when I was looking online for a replacement, I was a little shocked when I saw how much the Smith Little torch cost. I mean, I loved it. I thought it was absolutely great. I had it for several years and it worked perfectly for me, but for what it is, I thought they're about $200, and that's not with the regulators. That's just for the torch itself. I thought $200 is a little bit expensive, so I was looking around for alternatives, and the only alternative I was able to find was the clone. There's a Chinese clone of the Smith Little torch for like $20. By the way, don't buy it. It's a complete piece of garbage. I bought it and it leaks. It's incredibly dangerous. You don't want to stay away from that thing. But it got me thinking, if they're able to, although poorly, they're able to replicate it for $20. I mean, it just confirms my belief that the Smith Little torch is overpriced. So I really wanted to find something that was cheaper, but, same quality. And I started doing research on forums, and quite a few jewelers actually mentioned this. It's called the Gentech Little torch. It's basically almost identical to the Smith Little torch, but quite a few people out there are saying that it's better, and it's about half the price. So I figured I'd give it a shot. But when I was looking online on YouTube, and I wasn't able to find any videos about it, so I figured it would be worth making a video. As you can see, it's basically very similar to the Smith Little torch. It feels better. Like I said, I had a Smith Little torch for 3 years, I think, and this just feels more substantial. It feels like it's better quality. One thing that I do like about this, I checked it with a file. The threads here are hardened steel. On the Smith Little torch, they definitely weren't, because the threads were starting to strip on mine. So I don't think I'm going to have that same problem with this torch. The knobs just feel tighter, and they just feel more responsive. Other than that, it's very similar. The tips that it comes with are the same. It comes with a 3, 4, 5, 6, and then a number 7 that I have on here. The only thing about this torch is that I have to tell you is, if you're going to use the same setup that I have, here, let me show you. I have a disposable propane tank and an oxygen concentrator. That's the setup that I'm using. If you don't work with your torch every single day, that's probably the best setup I recommend going with. Don't use the disposable oxygen tanks, though. They don't last at all. The propane will last you quite a while, but the disposable oxygen tanks are a complete waste of time. And right now, post-COVID, there's like an oxygen shortage, so they're just way too expensive. So what I suggest is go with the disposable propane, and then get yourself a used oxygen concentrator on Craigslist or something. Look for one locally. That you can get one for like for almost nothing. I got mine for $50. It's a 5 liter per minute. What's the brand here? Stratus 5. It's sad because most of the people on Craigslist that are selling these have a relative that recently died, and that's why they have them. So if you're willing to, deal with a very uncomfortable situation, you can get these things for practically nothing. Let me show you how this torch works. So yeah, with the oxygen concentrator, you'll have unlimited supply of oxygen. It generates its own oxygen, and considering I was shocked when I went to the hardware store to buy a disposable tank of oxygen. They wanted $85 for a tank, and they literally last maybe 1 day, so don't even bother. But the thing with the Gentech torch is, if you're gonna go with this torch, don't buy the Gentech regulators. The torch, in my opinion, is better than the Smith Little torch, but the regulators are not. They're terrible. So if you want to save money, because this torch is about half the price of the Smith Little torch, and the quality is actually better, buy the torch from Gentech, but go with the Smith Little torch regulators for the propane. That's the best setup, in my opinion. I tried quite a few setups, and that's the one that I think is the best. So like I said, the tips for the Gentech torch, if you had a Smith Little torch or if you've ever used one before, it's identical. You're not going to be able to notice a difference. But the torch itself is what is different about it. It's just better quality. And another accessory that I think you might want to try is there's a company called Page Tools. Let me turn off my oxygen concentrator. They sell this. Company's called Page Tools. They're on Etsy. They sell this for the Smith Little torch. And by the way, for the Gentech torch, all the tips for the Smith Little torch fit on the Gentech torch. So this tip right here is the rosebud tip from Page Tools. It's awesome. If you want to melt metal, this is the way to go. I know Smith sells one that's made for melting metal, but this one is much better. So anyway, that's it. That's my setup. That's my suggestion. If you go with the Gentech, you will have a torch that's better, and you'll get it for half the price. Don't buy the Gentech regulators. They're dangerous. They leak. Go with the Smith regulators, and that's it. Get yourself an oxygen concentrator and a disposable tank of propane. The propane lasts forever. It's just the oxygen is a complete waste of time because they don't last at all. Anyway, guys, that's my Gentech video. I wasn't able to find any content on YouTube about it, and I was really hesitant because of that, but I'm glad I bought it, and I figured I'd make a video. If you like this, if you benefited from this video at all, do me a favor, please subscribe, because I really want to start making videos of the projects that I make, but it's a lot of work. I have to learn editing, and if nobody's going to watch my videos, I'm really not motivated to do it. So if you benefited from this video at all, please just subscribe. Thanks a lot. Take care.